Hey Jordan, we're at your place this time. Are you gonna do the intro?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know whose house we're in. I just kind of found the door was unlocked.
You found the door and the keys?
No, it was unlocked.
Oh.
Hello and welcome to the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your co-host, who is now acting as the host, Jordan, here with your co-host, who is actually the host, Chris.
Yo, it me. What installment is this, Jordan? What installment of the podcast is this? You didn't say. What installment is this? Read the notes. It's at the top of the notes.
This is episode 13, as episode 12 is going to be our Halloween special.
It's the 13th installment. It's not episode 13, you fucking goon. I swear, we're gonna get a fucking noise complaint. We're in an apartment right now.
Welcome to the 13th installment. This is the 13th installment.
Yeah, this is why I don't let you do the fucking intro.
Shut the fuck up.
I was nice, like we're in your place, you know.
You're about to be out of my place in a minute.
I'll head out. I'll leave all this shit here.
Yeah, you in that fucking Volkswagen that can't even go up the hill in third.
It can go up the hill. It's just I didn't downshift because I'm a dumbass.
Okay, we'll burn that up. Anyway, welcome to the 13th installment. We have some topics today, some things that we talk on this show.
Now that we're done arguing.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Don't mind that.
We should just, yeah. I think it would just be easier if we just start off continuing our, I guess, catching everyone up to speed of our off-camera or off-mic conversation. You recently built a computer for one of our friends.
Yeah, but I did just want to say contact us at Synapse Misfire.
Oh, shit, I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah, look, I'm usually the co-host who jumps the gun, but today, it must just be a co-host thing.
I'm jumping the gun, man. I've watched the intro to last episode, and I was just completely enthralled with what a train wreck that intro was.
Well, this might be second or worst.
Guess what? We're on Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Spotify. Be sure to contact us at the email on your screen if you're on YouTube or down in the description or notes of the podcast.
Synapse Misfire at pm.me. I was going to yell, but I'm trying to stifle that a little bit.
Yeah, I feel you. That way I don't get mugged by my neighbors.
Oh, absolutely. Or the police show up or something.
Someone was screaming Synapse Misfire at the top of their lungs.
I don't know though, because this is a significantly less old white people neighborhood than my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I don't think the cops would show up. It would just be some guy with a shotgun.
Very true. But yeah, be sure to contact us. Check the description for a lot of useful information. But as Chris was saying, yes, I recently built a PC for a friend of ours, friend of the show, Jason. Jason, hope you're listening. If you are, suck a dick.
Big man. We'll get you on the show.
I may have rigged your PC to self-destruct.
You put an ignition bomb in his PC.
He goes to play Doom Eternal and he just turns into death.
He just turns into a normal citizen of Hiroshima on one fateful morning in 1945. He just gets turned to ash.
He turns on his PC and he turns into one of those floating meatballs from Doom.
Fun fact, that was the second reference to Hiroshima I've made this week in a video. Well,
interesting.
A piece of content that I participate in. My last video, I said that I was opening a computer, and I said that the pattern of dust looked like the shadows that was left by people who were vaporized by the Hiroshima explosion.
Jesus Christ. We're never going to get monetized or anything. No wonder this show doesn't go anywhere.
I promote it.
Yeah, I built a PC for Jason. He seems to be enjoying it.
And when you hear this, I love you, big man.
Oh, for those who don't know, as I've mentioned before, and as Chris has mentioned, he's a big lad. He's 6'1",
Yeah, 6'1", 300 pounds.
Yeah, I am
5'5",
120 pounds. Right, this gentle lad, and I know he's gonna be mad at me for saying this.
Shut up, Facebook. You're making a mess. You're knocking everything over. Vault Boy has nothing to hold now.
I buy one Oculus Quest 2, and this is what happens.
God damn.
Yeah, I know Jason's gonna be mad at me for saying this, but he's a big lad, but not in Chris's sense where he's just mass. He's muscle mass.
No, he's dense. Not like he's stupid dense. Don't get that confused.
He will hurt us.
He's dense in a sense that physically dense, like mercury.
So just imagine. Here's me guiding this bodybuilder to build
He's
a
big.
PC. Big tough lad.
I mean, he's shorter than me by like a little bit. I think he's like 5'11" or something.
Yet he's still
But he's super wide. And we were dicking around in my yard once, and I charged him, but I went too low, and he picked me up like by my stomach and flipped me like over his shoulder. It was terrifying and really impressive.
Yeah. But yeah, I built a PC for him. I spec'd it out. I'll give you a brief rundown of the specs. Went with a Ryzen 5 3600 3.6 gigahertz 6-core processor.
Okay.
RX 580.
Okay.
It's the XFX edition. It's supposed to be like a
Yeah,
higher
that's like
clock rate one.
the think EVGA. EVGA is to NVIDIA as XFX is to AMD.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, I went with the SFX version.
They also did I don't know if they still do this, but they did this like weird vapor chamber cooling back in like the R9 290 series.
Really?
Yeah. If you listen really close, you can hear someone with their straight-piped Honda Civic just revving their way down the street.
Oh, there goes another one.
And a motorcycle, too.
Yeah. Yeah, RX 580. 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. And
Okay.
I believe we went with a B550 motherboard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
750 watt power supply. Honestly, a little bit overkill, but I know he was planning to upgrade in the future.
Honestly, I'm surprised how much blood you get out of power supplies.
Honestly, yeah.
Because I have... This might be a bit of a spoiler. For a video, but I already spoiled it in one of my other videos. But I have a Dell Precision workstation with two 12-core Xeons
That's a lot of threads.
and a GTX 1080, and I had it running maxed out with no issues on a 685 watt power supply.
Wow. And what is the TDP of those Xeons? Like 150?
No, I think it's like 95 a piece. Let me check.
So it's
actually.
like 100. Yeah, so it's like 190 together. I guess it's not as bad as I would have expected.
The CPUs are 120 watts each.
Yeah, so I was okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's crazy. I said 150, which was very
because
high,
my other Xeons are 105 or 95 a piece.
95.
They're
probably,
95 a piece. My Ryzen is 105.
Damn. Wow. I wonder what my i9 is. I'm curious.
It's probably lower.
9900K.
Up to 5 gigahertz. God motherfucking damn. 95 watt.
95 watt. Yeah, I got mine boosted up to 4.7, I think. 4.6. And then Jason, I will never forgive you for this, but I recommended he went with a 1 terabyte SATA SSD, and he insisted
Ooh.
that we go with a 1 terabyte hard drive, and then he proceeds to buy Windows 10 straight from Best Buy for $150. How the hell you gonna tell me you don't want an SSD? You want Windows 10?
Bro. This isn't for any of the audience members except you specifically, Jason. I was going to say your full name, but that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, he has a lot of warrants out for him.
He's a bit of a criminal.
How do you think he got so big?
But an SSD is pretty much par for the course on Windows 10. It practically needs an SSD to work properly.
Yeah.
Have you run Windows 10 like somewhat recently on a hard drive?
About a year ago, yeah. That was...
God, it's awful.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It's so terrible.
But he asked me, right? He sent me a text about, I think it was Resident Evil 7. And he was like, yeah, it's running great. Ultra settings. It's like 100 whatever frames, like 110. He said, but I get micro stutters when I load into new areas. And he said, what can I do to prevent that? And I was like, oh, get an SSD.
Yeah, get the SSD. Oh, my God.
And after I had already discussed this with him during the build, no, sorry, let me rephrase that. I said, it's the hard drive. And then he said, well, what's better than a hard drive? And I was just like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. But, no, honestly, Jason, we love you. It was fun. I appreciate you trusting me with your money, your time, and your PC. That was a mistake. But, no, it was a good time.
Not as big of a mistake as going with a fucking hard drive over an SSD. Sorry, I sounded a little bitter there. I'm not actually angry about this. This is just how I speak.
Yeah, he's just a dickhead.
Yeah. I'm a bit of a prick.
No, honestly, the build went pretty flawlessly. Except for the part where I, like, just brain farted, but rather than brain fart, I brain sharded.
Would you say you had a Synapse Misfire?
I had the largest Synapse Misfire. You want to know what I did?
Sorry, I'm laughing at brain sharding.
You want to know why I say it? Like, this is worse than brain farting, and I know I'm probably going to get thrown out of my own apartment for saying this, but you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I got him a fully modular power supply, because who doesn't love fully modular power supplies, right?
It makes it immensely easier to
I hooked
cable
up
manage.
the CPU power, I hooked up the 24-pin ATX power,
Okay.
and then I forgot you needed SATA power for your drives.
So what'd you plug the drive in with?
I just didn't at first. I just stuck the power supply in, screwed it in, and was like, wait a minute.
The drive ain't spinning.
Well, I didn't even get that far. I just screwed it down, and I was like, wait a minute. There's not enough cables in this build. And then I was like, wait a minute. I looked down, and there's just a bag of SATA cables that came with it, and I'm like, that's right. Power. I forgot. Electricity made...
Granted, I think the second... Because I built my PC and then rebuilt it in a different case. That second time, I just forgot... I got to it before I booted it on, but I just forgot about plugging in my PCI power. Shut the fuck up, dude.
I warned you.
I forgot to plug in my GPU power, but I caught it before I turned the PC on.
Yep.
Because that PCI slot obviously does give power, but it's not
It's
enough.
not
enough juice for a 2080.
The only other hiccup we had during the PC build, and this wasn't on my part, so I kind of, like the whole Jesus take the wheel thing? That was he was like, Jordan take the wheel. So he was just kind of there as a spectator, because that's how he wanted it. He has no experience with, like, hands-on PC building.
I guess if they have no experience, like, when I usually have, I've built a few PCs for friends. When I do it, it's usually like, I'm not really going to touch this. You're going to build it.
I'm just going to tell you what to do.
And I'll help you out, but, like, I'll talk you through it. And you just got to get a read on, like, the person. And you learn this, you learn it over the course of doing IT, but obviously, like, you get the gist.
Yeah.
Like, and especially if it's someone's first PC build, it's really fucking nerve-wracking to do.
Well, it's like when you helped me with my PC build, the one I have right here on the side of me. That was my first, like, ground-up build from just parts, and you were pretty hands-off with it. Like, I asked you about the liquid cooler. You're like, yeah, just tighten these four, set this bracket.
I helped you out with a few things, but I just, like, it's a miracle I can still even build my PCs because I just don't have the hands for it. Especially those little, like, one-pin connectors, the power switch,
the hard drive
LEDs,
switch,
things like that. I just don't have the hands for it. My hands are too shaky.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. So,
I don't have, like, Parkinson's or anything. I just have shaky hands.
Well, that's debatable, but he was cool at being kind of hands-off. I was kind of just doing it and explaining things as I went, like the CPU. I showed him, like, the triangle.
So did you teach him, like, kind of the...
So, his idea with it was he doesn't even know much about, like, the just PCs in general.
Okay.
Forget the hands-on, but in general, he wasn't too familiar with them. So I was kind of more or less showing him, but telling him about the different parts and, like, kind of how it all meshes and what you do first, for reasons. And, I got the CPU in, which is the one thing I personally was nervous for, because with AMD, the pins are on the CPU. So, like I told him, you're doing an Intel CPU. You can drop the CPU down by accident, and it's like, oh, okay. But if you drop it on the motherboard, that's where you have a problem. If you hit the pins. AMD, if you slip with the CPU itself, that's it. Like, it can be done.
When I was building my PC, I dropped the fucking screwdriver on my motherboard. The middle of the motherboard.
Did you damage the pins?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, I had Ryzen, so the CPU wasn't... I think the CPU was already in.
Oh, really?
And I was trying to get it in the actual case, and my hand slipped, and I just threw a screwdriver at the board, basically.
God damn. So,
this PC still works.
Works great. He just put some electrical tape. No.
Threw some electrical tape on that bitch. I grabbed the bench power supply, 12 volts, 2 amp. It works fine.
So yeah, I kind of built the whole thing. He helped me with a lot of parts, with, like, holding things, helping me line things up. But then we got to a point where we were plugging the USB 3.1 Gen 1, or Gen 3, plug. It's like a 10-pin plug that does the front panel USB 3.1 plugs. We get to that part, and I'm like, hey, you know what? It's a keyed plug. You want to plug it in? I hand it to him, and this is partially my fault for handing it to him in the way I had the cable management running. It was a pretty tight fit. And he starts pushing the plug in, and I just hear... I'm like, I wonder why it won't fit. I have him pull the plug out, and I just look, and every pin is fucked up in the plug. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So, here I am, trying to be like the reliable guy. I'm like, no, we'll fix it. It'll be okay. And he's obviously like, oh, fuck, oh, no, what did I do? So I'm like, all right, we'll fix this. So I'm sitting there with a flat head, unbending.
Yeah, I mean, you can
pretty easily fix it.
Those pins are big too. You can go at it with be careful, but it's not like unbending CPU pins.
No. So I did unbend them, and I played with the plug a little bit. I got it to plug in, but I have a strong suspicion. I've been meaning to bring this up to him because he seems to be having a weird issue that we had here when we booted it the first time, and I guess it happened again when he took it home, where we booted it. And there was no display out of any HDMI port. Not the graphics card, not the motherboard onboard port. What we had to do to fix that was unplug everything from the front USB.
Oh, really?
But the USBs work. If he boots it without one of the ports having something plugged into it, like a mouse, it'll boot up perfectly fine and work. And then you can plug something into that port, and it works great. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that. It's my only thought that it has something to do with that because that's the pins that got bent. But... I'm not sure.
That'd be weird. I know sometimes, like, I've had this issue specifically with multiple monitors. It seems like they're kind of finicky.
Yeah.
Like, I had to find, like, the right combination of ports to... I know all the ports on my graphics card work.
But you had to use, like, a specific
But I had to use, like, a specific combination of display ports to make it work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Which very well could be the same situation. Where like maybe the specific combination of ports just wasn't letting you post or something.
Maybe I did fuck it up when I threw the screwdriver at the motherboard.
Maybe. I just will never know. You know what? If you guys want to donate to the show, we'll build a PC. We'll build two, right? And we'll test it. We'll build two identical PCs, but on one of them we'll bend one of the USB 3.1 sockets, and we'll see.
I mean, I got PC hardware out the ass. We could probably do something.
We should do like a PC build. But anyway... Yeah, it went pretty smooth. He's enjoying it. He's loving it, honestly. He was playing Doom Eternal. He's big into, like, Quake, Doom, and he's fucking killing it. Loves it.
Sick, dude.
No issues with the PC, which was my... It's worse when you're building a PC for a friend, because, like, if I'm building my own PC and I fuck something up, it's like, well, who do I have to blame?
It's me, yeah.
But if I build a PC for him and anything happens, maybe I plug something in wrong and fucking burn out his CPU or his GPU, like, obviously I'm going to replace it, but I feel like shit, because it's like,
absolutely, yeah.
Dude, I just, like, fucked his entire plan. But luckily I built it after a little bit of finicking. It loaded up, installed Windows, and he's been having no problem with it. I guided him to install like CPU monitoring software to see his temps, and so far so good.
I just had like a almost like micro panic attack.
Okay.
Because I looked at the mixer and I was like, hang on, this has been in a car recently. Maybe one of the buttons got pressed or something. So I had to like put on the monitor headphones. I was like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I was actually going to tell you earlier. I hung them there for you to
have
easy access to.
I looked over and then I saw that they were plugged in and I looked. I was like, hang on, I got to listen to this. But it was almost two minor panic attacks because I saw that, had to monitor it. I also saw I'm used to the time in recording being in a different place than this. It's usually there.
Oh, so
it's usually in a different place in Audacity is what I'm saying, but it's in a different place on Jordan's for some reason.
Yeah, that's odd. Maybe it's because I just installed it. It's like a new
probably
version
a newer version. Yeah. I've had Audacity installed on a laptop for months.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
And Windows doesn't have the same sort of package updating that Linux has. Yeah. I can't just be like, apt update or apt upgrade, I guess.
So yeah, that's all I have to say about Jason's build. So far, he's loving it, and I'm just glad that I was able to help. And I'm glad it got all set up and it's working. Man. He's excited for the PC. We're gonna play soon. So, what's been going on with you?
Man, that's what I got, really. Man.
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.
So, I've been like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like work has been more and more bullshit that I've been dealing with, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it, because again, as like it's all like fucking inter-office politics and shit.
Yeah.
But it's just a pain in the ass. You know, maybe if you're an adult doing a job, act like an adult.
That's some pretty good advice.
Like I dealt with more mature people in fucking high school in some cases.
Yeah.
It's kind of shitty, but whatever. That's it. That's tales for a different day after I leave this job, which will probably be not soon.
Yeah, so there you go. There's your reason to subscribe.
Yeah. But I did get something interesting recently.
Yeah, what's that?
I got another server.
Did you really sell the other one?
No, I didn't.
All right.
I still have them both.
So now he has 2 servers. What's up with this new one?
But this new one I got for $35.
Okay.
I found it. Well, I found it, and the auction was almost up on eBay. Because I was searching by what was ending soonest. And I was like, hang on, no one's bid on this. So I put in my bid and I won.
Huh.
And the starting bid was like $35. Well, I think it was like 45, but that's Canadian, so.
Yeah,
So it shipped all the way from Canada to my house. All the way from our neighbors to the north.
Interesting. How's it going with that?
I just showed up today.
Oh, it just did.
And that's part of what I wanted to talk about is I got it and I have like, it came with a CPU and RAM, but I have 2 CPUs and RAM to put in there.
Yeah.
Because I'm essentially going to be using that as my main server rather than the big fuck off super micro one.
So is this one smaller?
Oh yeah. It's
quieter too, probably.
Probably a lot quieter. These I got an HP ProLiant machine. Those ones are generally a lot quieter than because it's the one that I got is the T model or tower model. It's a tower that can be rack mounted as a 4U server.
Yeah.
But the tower ones are quieter because they're usually people get those if they're in a small office and they don't have a dedicated server room to be extremely loud.
Yeah.
Whereas just rack mounted stuff it's loud because they don't care. And if you've worked on as much server equipment as I have, you'll know that nothing can scream quite like server equipment. So
even those assholes on the highway with their straight piped Civics.
No, honestly, that's what I play. I start up my server to drown out the straight pipe Civic guys. Eat this leaf blower, bitch.
Yeah. You think your Civic's cool? Check out my
out my fans.
My 15,000 RPM fan.
Yeah.
Douchebag.
Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, that one was faint. That one was faint.
That one's a straight piped Prius.
Straight piped Prius. It goes from to.
Fuck.
So that's another thing I wanted to mention is buying stuff on eBay is it is a gamble all the time. Just because you're used to, like, when you buy stuff online, do you ever buy things on eBay?
No.
I buy a lot of stuff on eBay.
I always do Amazon.
And getting something packaged on Amazon and then getting something packaged on eBay, it's like 2 entirely different worlds. Like, sometimes the Amazon facility that's near us does kind of a shitty job with packaging usually.
Yeah.
But it's
passable.
It's professional looking almost.
Yeah.
And it's got the branded tape and shit, and it's like in a box that's like
proper size.
Yeah. Every time you get an eBay package, it's like
Nike shoebox.
I don't know what it was. I think it was a box that had clothes or something in it at one time, because it was labeled like it had 7 boxes of something in it.
Yeah.
Was how it was labeled, but it was in a box. The box was thrashed, by the way, which I don't blame the seller for this. I imagine it's probably because it had to be shipped and then handed across the border, and then to my house.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I've seen packages shipped in the States that came out worse. But so I don't blame that part of it on the seller. But it was that, and it was wrapped in like plastic.
Oh yeah,
the
like
box,
saran wrap?
The box was wrapped in like plastic, and then the plastic was like almost sealed with packing tape, almost.
Okay.
Because it was sticky on the other side.
Oh.
So, I open up the box, and the box is... I have to, like, cut all the way around the top of the box. I lifted that part off, and there's 2 other pieces of cardboard that I thought were part of the box, but aren't. Were just kind of there.
Okay.
And every time you get a package from eBay, every time, without fail, it always generates, like, a landfill and a half of trash.
Yeah, makes
like,
sense.
There was, this entire server was wrapped in layers and layers and layers of bubble wrap. And then the power supply was separate. And the feet for the server were separate. And then it was wrapped in layers and layers and layers of bubble wrap. I had to cut through like 5 or 6 solid layers with my knife to free this thing from its shackles. I had to split it open, and I'm not even going to acknowledge that. I had to split it open and then like kind of run the plastic down the side.
Yeah.
And like try to get it out. Yeah, it's like
pull the foreskin back.
It's like, have you ever bought that ground beef that's in like a tube?
Yeah.
Like a plastic tube.
Ones and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slices.
So what you do, it's almost like I cut one of those down the middle, and like just was trying to get it out without damaging the beef.
Yeah.
But in this case, the beef was a server. So I just actually now have, in one of the rooms in my basement, I just have like a mountain of eBay trash. And it's just like the plastic and the bubble wrap and packing peanuts. And like, oh my god, packing peanuts. How many fucking packing peanuts do you gotta use? I swear some of these guys use like a whole roll of fucking bubble wrap and like a whole bag of fucking packing peanuts. Oh my god. I filled up an entire trash bag with packing peanuts once.
Yeah.
And there was still packing peanuts in that box.
Well, Alex, friend of the show, where he works, he gets stuff shipped to him from customers.
Yeah, by customers.
And he sees some whack shit. Some dude sent him like a product wrapped in like dirty cloths. He's gotten like 2-inch by 2-inch products and like a 8x8 box, and then there's just packing peanuts fucking everywhere.
Like, can we abolish packing peanuts?
Honestly, yeah.
Genuinely.
They don't taste as good as real peanuts. I think it's time we get
seriously,
rid of them.
I mean, like, it's not even viable. Like, it's probably really bad for the environment. I mean, I would argue worse than plastic wrap, because, like, if you get bubble wrap or plastic wrap, it's like a big sheet, right?
These are just tiny little...
These are tiny little nubbins, right? So now, like, some sea turtle or cat or something is gonna eat them.
That's something my cat would do.
That's something my cat has done.
There you go.
Oh yeah, my cat. He's a bit of a fucking idiot. He shit on the floor the other day.
Why?
I don't know. He shit on the floor.
The only time Oscar's ever done that.
Like, not like a normal cat shit either. It was a fat shit, dude. like
his fat nuts.
Dude, I've taken smaller shits than this cat, dude.
We're just talking about the fat nuts for a minute.
Oh my god.
That cracked me up.
When I got my cat, he was, according to the previous owner, like 6 months old, 5 months old, and he hadn't been to the vet yet. The vet, according to the vet, when she checked him out, he was probably closer to 8 months old, because he had all his teeth and stuff. So, basically, he hadn't been to the vet, so he wasn't neutered or anything. So he was sitting like on the table at the vet, and the vet was like checking him out, like, this is a nice looking cat. and he gets up and like turns around, and the vet just goes, "Whoa, he has some large testicles." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, he does. He's got some fat fucking nuts." He didn't have them anymore, but I genuinely, when he went to get neutered, I wanted to request to see if I could keep the nuts in like a jar or something. But then I didn't follow through with that, because then I was like, that's gonna be fucking weird.
They might arrest me and take my cat.
There was, I mean, like, I do like weird little oddities like that though. Like
what? Like your cat's nuts in a jar?
Like body parts in jars.
Oh my God.
I'm really into that.
Oh God.
Well, no, I mean, when I put it that way, it sounds awful, but like, the doctor actually offered, this is a different doctor, a human doctor, offered to give me my wisdom teeth when I got them pulled. But he told me when I got out of the surgery, he said that since they were so impacted and fucked, they had to like break the teeth, and that wouldn't be worth keeping anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to keep my wisdom teeth, because I was like, that's fucking cool. Just have a jar of teeth. Or like if I ever get like my fucking my fucking appendix. My appendix out, or my gallbladder or something, I want that shit in a jar. I want to keep it.
They'll send it to you in an eBay box.
Fucking surrounded by packing peanuts, and an entire roll of fucking bubble wrap.
It'll be your appendix, but stuffed with packing peanuts.
Just made of packing peanuts.
So by I need to stop hitting the fucking mic, Boone. So by this logic, does that mean we're allowed to, if you happen to die before our friend group or anyone else, can we taxidermy you?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, all right, cool. Good to know.
Taxidermy me.
We're gonna lay you out like a bear rug.
That's a good one. I'd say just put me in a sitting position, like a natural sitting position, kind of like I'm in now. I'm just like casually sitting, and then make it kind of believable looking, and put sunglasses on me so that when people come in, they're like, "Oh, who's sitting there?" And it's a fucking dead guy. I think that would be funny.
That's a good idea.
I think that would be funny. I think.
Well, it'll be like a house decoration. Like, you know how some people open their doors and there's like a staircase? We'll have like a little landing with a seat. You open the door and it's just a guy sitting there. And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is our friend Chris.
This is my boy.
Don't mind him." And then you just won't say a word, or they'll walk on by like, "Oh, that's fucking weird."
Or alternatively, make it so that I have kind of a posable joints, like a sex doll or something.
Oh no!
Don't fuck me. That's not what I'm going with. Where I'm going with this. Or do, if that's your cup of tea. I don't care. I'll be dead.
We would have a gangbang with our friend group.
I'll be dead. I don't give a shit, right?
Oh, no.
So, but have me like as with posable limbs and stuff, so that you can like weekend at Bernie's me, like walk me around.
We'll bring you to the bar.
Just chilling. It's like, this is my boy. I just fall over off the chair.
No, don't mind him. He's just a little drunk. Head's just split open.
He's fucked up, man. I don't know.
Oh no. I'm gonna bring you to work with me.
Just hanging out.
Right? Yeah, this is the new trainee.
This is the boy. I'm showing him how to. I don't know what he does really. He just kind of sits there. He doesn't say much.
He's a little shy. Don't take his glasses off.
Do not. Because
behind your glasses, instead of eyes, it'll be your cat's and fat nuts.
I want my own nuts there.
Hanging like a turkey for your nose.
Like a turkey. Like a turkey's waddle. What's that thing called? A waddle? A fucking gibbon or something? No, that's a monkey. Yeah, you're gonna fucking trigger my thing now.
Hey, Doodle. What's the dangly bit of a turkey's face called?
Snood. According to
a snood?
That thing is called a snood, and it's there to let the other turkeys know that its owner is kind of a big deal. When a male turkey, known as a tom, wants to mate, he faces 2 hurdles.
What hurdles?
Continue, please. I'm getting there.
I've never been...
One is his potential mates, the female turkey, aka hens. In the realm of turkey mating, the hens wield the power of choice, and the toms have to get a hen's attention and win the opportunity to reproduce.
That's a really flowery way of putting that.
The second problem for a Tom looking for love is other Toms in the area. They're all competing for the same limited number of hens. I thought that said hoes. Sometimes a good mating display isn't enough to win a mate, and Toms will attack and fight each other.
Bro,
Is
I don't know
she
if
really worth
turkeys.
it?
I don't know if turkeys are anything like chickens, but like chickens and other birds, they rape a lot, dude.
Oh no. Should I cut this part? Just this part?
I knew someone who had chickens. Well, I still know them, but they have chickens, and like there was one that like kept trying to rape the other one. And she had to like kick the chickens to get them away from the hen.
Jesus Christ.
That's fucked up, man. Bird sex is violent.
I don't know. Chris is like, yes, I've been studying this for 15 years.
Yeah, I've been beating my dick to it.
Hey, did you hear the end of last episode?
This whole fucking episode is gonna have to be redacted from history. Like, there's a lot of shit I'm saying here that I wouldn't normally say.
You like what? Besides the rape part?
Well, I guess that's it, really.
You can also just censor the word.
No, don't. I mean, I said it. I said what I said. You know.
But did you hear the last episode's ending?
I heard the last two. We're good.
You heard the end of it though?
Yeah, yeah. The very end. Beat my meat.
I left it in. I was hoping you'd find it.
And the episode before that, where we ended, you just went, bruh.
Oh man, I'm a funny guy.
Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
Oh, fucking stupid snood.
Fucking snood.
But
gizzard.
anyway, yeah.
Gizzard was the word I was thinking of.
Oh.
I think that's the neck.
Yeah, I think
Turkey
so.
neck.
But yeah. So we'll just set you up with a snood made out of your own
Cock
testes.
and balls. Yeah.
We'll make you like Squidward. We'll just have take the nose and
There's
the
my
eyes.
snood.
That'll be a very small snood.
Fucking hell.
Anything else you want to tell?
I don't even remember what we were talking about before snoods and fucking taxidermy, man.
eBay packages, packing peanuts.
Yeah, whatever. That's all I have to say about it, really. Is it just, if you sell shit on eBay,
Pack it better. More efficient.
Can you pack it in such a way that doesn't give me, like, literally 10 or 15 pounds of trash?
You heard it here first. Chris hates motherfuckers on eBay.
I like eBay, though. eBay's got a lot of dumb shit on it.
I don't know. I've always just had this like dislike towards eBay. I think
I
bought
understand
one
why.
thing.
I mean, I think I understand why. But like, I
feel like it's like It's like the Craigslist version of Amazon.
Yeah, and I like the bootlegness of it, really. Like, I won an auction the other day that I didn't even remember bidding in.
Yeah, see, I think if I was doing like dumb shit, it'd be fun. Like, it'd be fun to make an eBay video.
Like,
just buying random shit.
Well, I have an idea for one that I won't talk too much about, but I have an idea for one that's I think will be a good one. But I bid, like, on a Monday, like Monday of this week, I bid on a listing for my very first phone.
What was that?
The LG NV3. It was the cool one where it had the T9 keypad and then you could flip it open. It was a full keyboard.
Oh.
That shit was cool, but it was up for $3 and no one had bid on it. But there was like 4 or 5 days left on the auction.
Yeah.
And then I bid on it. I was like, what the hell? Probably not going to go anywhere with this. And then I get a notification Thursday or Friday morning saying, hey, you won. I'm like, oh, cool. So I spent $3 on that.
My first phone was a Huawei Valiant.
Huawei.
It's a very shitty phone.
I remember a buddy of mine had a Huawei phone, and I at one point he got a new phone, and we took the Huawei phone, smashed it on the ground, and started yeeting pieces of it over his house into his backyard.
Okay, very nice. I just choked on my own tongue.
Sick, dude.
Huawei is actually an interesting company because, I mean, obviously they're like banned in the US now, but back in the day they sucked. Now they actually made some really good phones.
Huawei's interesting, but I really don't trust, just because of the way and I don't want to get political really, but just because of the way China kind of handles things, I don't really trust a lot of products coming out of there, especially phones and stuff.
Things with lithium batteries.
Lithium batteries, number one, and things that are, like, attached to you, like, 24/7.
Yeah.
And, like, listening to you. Like, I don't want to send me looking up God knows what to the Communist Chinese Party.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, I don't want fucking Xi Jinping looking at my cock and balls. Him specifically, he's got a big monitor waiting for me to buy a Huawei phone. So hang on. I think he's about to do it.
He gets a flicker. It says like HDMI 1. He's like
flicker. And then it just goes power saving. He goes, man.
Oh man. That's fucking funny. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like Huawei or like I'm really a dumbass and I just stick to like big brands like Samsung, LG. Things like that. Not that they're much better.
Honestly, I just like I have a Samsung phone, but like I'm not as on the ball with technology as I used to be. Like, I really couldn't care less if I have the latest and greatest phone or, like, the most beautiful, high-res, fucking, incredible brightness monitor that costs $900. Yeah. Like, my PC, sure, I'll keep it up to date. You know, I'll throw an upgrade out every 5 years or so. What was my last PC built? Yeah, I built it 2014. I upgraded 2020. Yeah. So every like 5-6 years. Yeah. In terms of a brand new PC, it had an up-to-date GPU, and that was about it. But and other than that, really, I really couldn't care. Yeah. You know, because you gotta think, especially when you start spending your own money on shit. You're like, man, what's important to have?
Yeah, that's true.
And like, do I need the big fuck-off gaming PC I have? No. I play like 3 games a year. Although I am going to be picking it up again in a month when Cyberpunk comes out.
Actually, when this episode comes out, it'll be like 2 weeks.
God damn.
Yeah.
But I will be buying Cyberpunk and playing the shit out of that.
Yeah, no, I feel you with that. I'm actually just kind of salty about PCs right now when I saw that the new Ryzen 5 5600, I think it is, like outperforms my i9 9th gen in CPU mark. And ready, my processor is listed for 600. You know how much that Ryzen 5 costs?
How much?
$250.
Nice. Hey, but you're still ahead. Intel is still ahead in Battlefield 5.
Sure. You know what?
Battlefield 5.
You know what? Fuck this show. I'm downloading Battlefield 5.
You own Battlefield 5?
No.
Oh.
Why would I? That's a garbage ass game by a garbage ass company.
It's a good point. I'm surprised that they still benchmark Battlefield 5.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's because it's like it's old, but it's the other big first-person
shooter. The only
shooter.
reason they do it is because it's the only category that Intel can win at. Yeah. And Intel's always like, Battlefield 5, we gotta test Battlefield 5, man. But it came out 3 years ago. No, Battlefield 5, you need to test that. Was it 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Hey, Google. When did Battlefield 5 come out?
Didn't trigger mine.
The initial release date of Battlefield V was September 4th, 2018.
Battlefield V? Suck my dick.
You heard it here first. 2018 for Battlefield V.
Battlefield V. That's like, people who called GTA 5 GTA V. I saw that a couple times, genuinely. And even though that there's a little sash across the 5 that says 5 in letters.
Yeah, it's almost like they've used Roman numerals since like GTA 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since before it was a third-person shooter.
People are pretty fucking stupid.
Like, genuinely. I am astonished at like how dumb people are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty shit, to be honest with you. But yeah, I kind of feel you there with the whole upgrade thing. Where like, I don't know. Maybe it's just not as exciting anymore because you're not going from like these crazy low power machines to these crazy high power machines. Like it's high power.
Going from my GTX 760 to my 980, that was really exciting.
Yeah.
But like 980 to 1080, 1080 to 2080.
Well, going from my 1060 to a 2070 Super was pretty exciting, but other than that, it's not as incredible as when I went from my GT 750, which is a fucking GTX 330, all the way up to my 750 Ti. That was way better.
But then,
that was incredible.
But going to like from 980 to 1080 to 2080 is like, you see, I mean, honestly, between my 2080 and my 980, I see like, I mean, a decent performance boost, don't get me wrong, but like, it's not as exciting.
Yeah. It's not like ray tracing is this big thing yet, so. And
where I play a majority of my games on Linux, even games that support ray tracing won't support it on Linux.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty whack.
I don't know how true that is anymore, but again, I don't really play games with ray tracing, so.
Yeah. But
because it's only like big mainstream stuff that gets it, and I don't play a ton of big mainstream stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, shit like Battlefield V. Yeah, I'm so excited for Cyberpunk, dude. Oh. But, actually, since we're talking about phones and, upgrades and shit like that, I got my Oculus Quest 2. Dose.
Yeah, you showed me. It's like the Oculus Quest 1, but it's this time it's white.
Yeah, it's white. It's lighter, better. The controllers are nicer, in my opinion.
It's like the old computers. If you leave it in the sun, it'll go all yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
And then you have to put if you take it and you put it in hydrogen peroxide and blast it with UV light for like 6 hours, it makes it less yellow. That's a fun fact. It's called retrobrighting.
Okay, there you go. But no, the Quest 2, super nice. Like, very nice headset. There's a couple issues with the accessories though. People are running into. A lot of people are running into issues with Facebook. Obviously, we knew that would happen. But the Elite strap, which is what I have, it's basically like a hybrid between the Rift S and the Quest 1 style of headband. It makes the thing way better. But a lot of people are having it crack on them, on the sides, which has me sad.
So I'm sure you could like engineer something. Just put like get a piece of flat bar or something and just tape it to the thing. It won't look good, but it'll strengthen that up.
Yeah.
Or if they recall them.
Which they probably will, because this is happening to people like 4 days after they buy them.
Yeah.
And it's during normal use, supposedly.
So if that's the thing, if they like recall them or they're like, it's like or like they do a thing with like Nvidia did with the 970, where the last half gig of VRAM was like really slow or some shit. They gave everyone money after the fact. Yeah. Like you could apply if you had a 970 within a certain time period. You could apply for a $30 credit. But I mean, they could do something like that, or they could send everyone upgraded ones. EVGA did that with the GTX 1080s. It didn't have, right? Yeah, it didn't have enough thermal pads on it, so it would, like my card specifically, it was one of the ones that was affected. It would sit at like 85 degrees when I play games. Wow. And I requested the thermal pads, and I mean, either you could do that, you could request the thermal pads, and they'd send them to you with instructions, or you could ship them your card, and they would do it for you, because you have to take the fans off your card
and then put it on.
So you kind of have to take the card apart. It was a whole thing, but I did that, and it worked way better. So maybe they'll do something like that, where they'll issue a new strap, or like they'll say like, oh, you got a strap within this time period before we issued this fix, you'll get a credit, or something like that towards a new one, or you can apply and get a new one. Yeah,
people are wondering if it's like a rogue batch where there's holes, like kind of like a. Oh, what the hell is it called? Like osteoporosis, basically, but in the plastic molding.
Maybe it got like, they had like a couple shit ones with like, maybe they got it too hot on the plastic and it made a bunch of fractures in it.
Yeah. That's what people are saying. They heated it up too much, put it in the oven too long.
I know, because heat's kind of weird. I don't know about plastics specifically. I don't know what kind of plastic is used, but I know steel does that. If you heat it up, glass does that too. If you heat it up and cool it too quickly, there'll be fractures in the steel. That's a thing with knife making, because I used to try that. I don't do it much anymore, but I've made a couple knives, not good ones, but because you have to heat your knife to harden it, but you can't dip it in water afterwards from red hot to water. You have to go into oil, because the oil, it doesn't cool it off as fast, and it's not as stressful on the metal.
Yeah.
So you can use any oil. I mean, it's probably not a good idea to use like motor oil, because afterwards you have to put the knife in an oven to complete the hardening process, because it has to sit at like 400 degrees or something for like a few hours. But anyway, that's intricacies of knife making and whatnot.
But yeah, so people are having issues. I have the Elite strap. I haven't had any issues yet, but I've also been like super careful with it. I actually, I shouldn't say I haven't had any issues yet. I'm having a similar issue, I think, to what I had with the Rift S, where it has the dial on the back to tighten it.
Yep.
And it's supposed to click as you tighten it, click as you loosen it. It just like stopped clicking. Like it still works, but it stopped clicking. So
you don't have like that physical response to it anymore.
basically, so I'm suspecting that it might be on its way out, because I had the same problem with the Rift S. The only thing that's keeping me from being like, what the fuck, is that with the Rift S, that was my only head strap, but I kept the original strap it came with.
Oh, so you always have that as a backup, yeah.
If I have to send it in for RMA like I did the Rift S, I mean, I'm not out a headset, because I was out like 3 weeks a headset with the Rift S. Only pro was that I had the Quest at the time, so I could use Link if I wanted to.
Okay.
But
I mean, and
in this case, yeah.
And you kind of got like VR headsets out the ass, you know.
Well, that case over there isn't the Quest 1. That's just the case.
Well, I know you got rid of the Quest 1, but don't you still have the Rift S?
Yeah, I'm thinking about selling it to Jason. I know he was interested in VR. I mean, I don't know if he's still interested in buying it, and I guess his PC said VR already, so.
Every PC past the 900 series is VR ready.
Yeah.
So. I would say. Because I think, like, still, minimum, like, minimum the bar to entry for VR, I think, is still, like, a GTX 950.
Well, what was weird was the Rift S, if you go on Oculus' website, it says the minimum is a 1060.
Which I guess makes more sense.
Yeah. Because
you can run shit on a 950. It won't go well.
I just don't know what an RX 580 is compared to a 1060. I know it was, I think, slightly better.
580 is probably in that spot between, like a 1060 and like a 1070.
Yeah.
Probably close for like a 1070. I'm not sure though.
That's kind of what we were thinking when we were picking it out. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I've had pretty good luck with the Quest 2. And let me just say, this isn't specific to the Quest 2. I mean, it's on the original Quest as well. But The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners on Quest 2 wireless, way better.
Really?
Yep, and I just bought Population 1 and installed it, which is like their big VR Battle Royale game. And the reviews about that can't shut up about how good it is, so I'm excited to try that. Basically, it's funny. It takes kind of like aspects from Fortnite, believe it or not. There's building and climbing and shit, which is interesting.
I thought the whole Battle Royale thing was dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so, but I am I've played, there's a VR game called Standout Battle Royale.
Yeah.
It's like PUBG in VR, and that was actually incredibly fun on the PC side. So, I mean, I think Battle Royale and VR Battle Royale are kind of two different animals.
Well, I mean, Battle Royale can be done really well and really shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think Fortnite was a pretty good balance of the two. Mm-hmm. The few times I've played Fortnite. Like, playing PUBG was the first Battle Royale I played. PUBG is, like, so fucking boring.
Yeah, well, I mean, most times you just sit there and then you get your fucking head blown off by a hacker.
You sit for, like, 25 fucking minutes as this circle encroaches on you. And then you just, like, sit in the same spot for, like, 25 minutes. And then someone finally shows up, and either you kill him or you don't. And if you kill him, you wait for another 25 minutes, or what feels like 25 minutes. And then the circle starts closing in, and then you get shot in the skull. That's how the game goes. Fortnite, it's more cartoony, more fun. There's more things to interact with in the world. I think so, and there's a building aspect of it too. So even when you're not running into players, there's stuff to do, I guess.
Yeah.
In preparing for your interactions with other players.
With PUBG, yeah, it's just running around finding ammo.
Basically,
that's obviously how Fortnite is, but you can get materials and
the cars, and I'm upset they removed them, but the planes
the
that
planes
they had.
are cool
But don't they still have helicopters, or was that removed?
They did, but I haven't played it in about 4 months, so they might have removed it.
But Battle Royale's they kind of made a very, very brief comeback, the non-traditional Battle Royale with Fall Guys.
Yeah.
But
which was also...
Fall Guys blew up for like 3 days, and then I haven't heard anything about it since.
Well, because Among Us just kind of came back out of left
Among
field.
Us, yeah. Which, like, I'm fucking sick of hearing about Among Us, dude.
Yeah?
I hear about it so often. I'm sure it's a great game. I'm sure it's fun as hell because, like, I played, like, TTT, same idea, right?
Same idea, yeah.
So, I'm sure it's really fun, but, like, man, am I sick of hearing about it.
Well, that's how our friend Nelson was with Fortnite. He had never really played it, but he was just sick of everyone being like, because this one at first, like, blew up. Everything was just about Fortnite, you know? So that's kind of what
I was the same way.
Him.
I was sick of hearing about Fortnite, so I just never played it. I played it a couple times, and like, man, it's not really my cup of tea. I can see why people would like it, but it's not really my thing. A lot of games really aren't my thing.
Yeah. I appreciate more than anything the things Fortnite started, like cross-platform. Like, be honest, there was no cross-platform or cross-play between platform. Well, same fucking thing. Before Fortnite. And now we have it in Rocket League. We have it in COD Modern Warfare.
Yep.
It's coming to Black Ops Cold War. Like, I think the fact that it took this long for cross-platform is embarrassing. But I'm happy it's here now. Even like cross-profile, for example. I think that shit's in Destiny now, where you can play on like guest spots, switch over
because
to
you
PC.
have a dedicated account with Destiny.
Like shit like that. I'm very happy that Fortnite kind of pioneered.
That was I think so. They also did for a free game. They had like I think a really, really good monetization system.
Yeah,
because
it's like non-invasive.
And Overwatch dabbled with this too, but you still had to pay for Overwatch.
Yeah.
So I didn't pay for loot crates or anything.
And, and theirs was also gambling, too.
I did a couple times. But I think Fortnite did it really well, considering I've seen it emulated, like not Black Ops, goddamn. Modern Warfare has a similar thing.
Yeah.
With the Call of Duty points, which, listen, if you're implementing, like, a currency or anything, really, and you have it as the acronym CP, that's probably not a good idea.
Why?
Child porn. What commonly referred to as CP.
Yeah, good point. I didn't even think of that.
Like, that was a big thing with Pokemon Go. Combat Power, CP. People were getting flagged on YouTube for putting CP in the titles of their videos because YouTube thought it was child porn.
Yeah.
Or was talking about child porn.
Yeah, which is no buenos.
No, it's more than no buenos.
Well, I meant talking about it.
Oh.
It's no buenos on YouTube. I mean, I think it's good to talk about. Like, it's one of those things where it should be discussed and, like, properly understood as, like, why it's so fucked up.
And reprehensible.
It's like drug addiction. It's like,
it's
a bad thing, but you need to talk about it.
Think about how fucking stupid you were as a child. We're straying into murky waters here. Have a little stand up here. Okay, I'm back down to earth.
From all of the 6 feet that he climbed.
Listen, when you're my size, it's a lot of effort.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, more than anything about Fortnite, as much as I liked it as a game and I think it's gotten worse, I don't think a lot of the good things about gaming we've seen, at multiplayer gaming specifically, we see now would be kind of a thing. Or at least not yet.
Yeah,
because, like, I honestly don't remember cross-platform at all before Fortnite.
There was a couple games that did it, but it's definitely exploded since Fortnite.
Yeah, like almost every big multiplayer game, it gets it at some point. Like we even have, like VR games now that like between Quest and Rift, that are cross-platform.
Yeah.
Like Population 1. The only problem, this is funny. I don't know if you heard about the controversy with cross-platform VR with the Quest. So,
No.
So, Onward, one of my favorite VR games that came out for the Quest. I play it on the Quest all the time, but I also have it on PC, right? So, when it came out on the Quest, they implemented cross-platform, but you know what they did, right? They downscaled the whole game on all platforms to run on Quest.
Oh, really?
And they had to do that to Rift. So people on the PC side were like, what the fuck? Like, essentially you were getting Quest graphics no matter how high-end your PC was.
Man.
So people were pissed about that because they're like, why are you dumbing down the game for the Quest platform and affecting us just because of cross-platform? Like, fuck it. Like, no.
I was going to say, I guess it's entirely dependent on how the game is rendered, but that also doesn't make sense because it's all rendered locally. It's all rendered on your PC, right? Mm-hmm. And you're all seeing textures that are streamed from the drive on your PC. So why can't they just have the good textures on PC and the shittier ones on Rift? Or fucking Rift Quest. God damn.
My guess, and I mean, I don't know if this is accurate, but my guess is because you remember the early days of PUBG when you could turn off, like, grass?
Oh,
and
yeah,
see people? My guess is that, like, maybe on the Quest version, they have to take out certain assets, like fog, just say. So now if they run that asset on PC players are technically at a disadvantage.
Technically, but then you could always just fucking turn it off. Yeah, I mean, if it's that big of a difference, yes, I can see why they would do it.
I guess the issue just comes down to, like, it's not like the game launched like this. The problem is you have a game that's been on PC for years, and then you essentially do an update.
I guess
that downgrades the quality of the game.
I guess
it'd be like The Witcher 3, right? I mean,
it is a principle thing.
I think of this. Imagine if when The Witcher 3 came out on Switch, right? Say they launched some weird co-op mode, right? So they downgraded everything to look like the Switch.
Okay, yeah, you got a point. I mean,
obviously that's a very stark difference, more so than this, but it'd be the same ideal.
It is a principle thing, and I do get that. Principally, it's bullshit, but, like, practically, get the fuck over it, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's kind of the thing.
So.
And then, like, people are salty that, like, the Rift lineup has been just kind of abandoned for the Quest, and it's like, well, yeah.
Because it's like a way better VR platform.
Way better VR platform with way more consumer
This
support.
is not, it's not subjective fact, it's objective, it's not subjective opinion, it's objective fact that it's a better VR platform.
Yeah.
It's more accessible, you can set it up fucking anywhere, you don't need a massive PC for it.
Yeah.
And if you have the massive PC, quit your bitching, get a link cable, plug that bitch in, and bing, bang, boom, you got desktop VR. It's like, I don't know, it does everything. I don't know, how can you not be impressed by that? And be like, oh, I want the shittier one that I always have to plug into my PC, and I can't bring to my friend's house if I want to. What? Yeah. That made me a little angry.
I think, honestly, I can't wait till the Quest eventually gets to a point where it's like, you plug it into your PC and you're playing a game, and it's like, you know, high quality, high fidelity, and then you can unplug it and play that same game natively, but, like, you know, lower quality, lower settings. Because as of now, there's a lot of games that are on both platforms natively. But, like, I'm waiting for the day where it's like the Nintendo Switch, where it's like you're playing at home on a monitor, you disconnect it, and you're like, oh, I'm on the road. The only thing with the Switch is you don't really get that graphical shift between the monitor version and the standalone.
I will say this, that if there's anything like a with the Quest, I am going to be getting a Quest 2. It's like if they have it natively, I'll probably buy the game natively if I don't already own it. And if it's not native, I'll get it on PC, but like most stuff I'll get it native, to be honest. You're going to show me like some
This is Quest 1 versus Quest 2, guy.
They look exactly the same. If there's a difference, I don't have the
The biggest difference is when you have the headset on, the resolution. But
oh, that's a good point. like watching a VR game and experiencing it are two very, very different things.
But I mean, if you look at the gameplay, I'm showing Chris some Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Quest 2 gameplay. Pretty visually impressive. I mean, this is running on a fucking
for something
headset.
that's running on essentially a phone. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can see why Quest is kind of like the baby of Facebook, and they were also like the first to do it. So, of course, they're gonna embrace
It makes a lot of sense. I like the Quest conceptually.
Yeah.
As much as I bitched about it, and I moaned and groaned about it, and I don't like Facebook, blah blah blah, fuck Zuck, whatever. I mean, I want a fucking Quest, dude. I'm a bit of a simp for the Quest, you know.
I don't blame you. You know, if we're not talking about companies that we don't like, there's a company that I don't like even more so than you probably don't like Facebook.
Okay.
Apple.
They got a lot of simps. Apple.
And I know there's so many Apple fans out there. I know there's some of them listening to this now.
Man,
But
grow
honestly,
up.
dude,
Get a real phone.
fuck Apple. Like, can we?
Okay. I will say this before you go into whatever tangent you're going on. I will say this, what I do really like about Apple, specifically the newer iDevices, the new iPhones, iPads, whatever, they're very big or bigger on security
Yeah.
than Android, and I do really like that. But on the other side of that coin, all that data or whatever is being routed through Apple servers, which I can't imagine are much better than, you know what I mean?
Then.
So
Yeah.
that's my only thing. But I do like the privacy consciousness of it.
Yeah, I like that they do seem to put consumer privacy forward. Like, have you seen? I don't like this, what I'm about to explain. I think this is a stupid scenario, but I mean, I guess this is a good example as to their focus on privacy. Did you ever hear about the story about the guy? What the fuck did he do? He basically did something illegal, and the police wanted access
The
to
fucking
his phone.
terrorist guy.
Yeah, I think it was a terrorist.
They wanted access to his phone. I don't remember which terrorist it was, but it was a terrorist. They wanted access to his phone, and Apple would not give them access to the phone because
The
it's
police
principally
being
wrong.
they, yeah.
Yes, the police or the FBI or whatever, because it's principally wrong. And as much as I don't like terrorists, I kind of agree with what Apple said.
Yeah.
It's principally wrong to make a special give special permission to the government just because they asked, and it sets a precedent that, oh, what if I do something, or what if the government just asks for everyone's data, or something like that.
I do have to agree with that. I have a hard balance between like overwhelming odds with evidence. So for example, if they just went, if you had an iPhone and they were just like, yep, we need access to Chris, your last name's iPhone. Well, why? I don't know. We're just curious. But now, if they say, "Hey, we have probable cause, we have evidence that suggests this person is going to harm hundreds of people,"
that's a very good point. Yeah.
I don't think it should matter. Principally wrong. You know what else is principally wrong? Letting that happen, and then what happens if that person you could have stopped the bomb from being planted there.
You make a very good point.
That's where I kind of draw the line.
The thing is, as much as you are correct, and probable cause and whatnot, it's just it sets a precedent, and as a company, I don't think they wanted to set that precedent. Was the thing.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
And I agree with that.
I
that
think
precedent should not be set.
I think it draws a line between being valiant as a company and just PR. That's my problem with it.
I suppose
it stops becoming like, yes, we're good guys with your data, and just being like, yeah, we're good guys with your data. Buy an iPhone.
Yeah, it is kind of like it's almost like backhanded in a way.
Because on one hand, yeah, exactly. On one hand, it's like, yeah, that is great to know that if say someone calls Apple on my behalf and is like, yep, I lost my iPhone. Can you transfer my shit?
Yeah, if something happens, the feds or whatever, or someone else, just some random schmuck, can't get access to my data.
Yeah. That's
However, it's like we didn't give up our data even when the government was breathing down our neck. Buy an iPhone, you stupid fucking idiot. Give us your money.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I look at it. But what I was gonna get at with Apple is these new iPhone 12s.
Yeah. So I saw Okay, and just like pretty much everything these days, because the fucking content I watch on YouTube is so fucking out there these days that I don't watch any like tech stuff anymore. Really, I'll catch some stuff occasionally, but
Do you
I've
watch
seen.
the Synapse Misfire podcast?
Yeah, I do actually.
Alright.
I'm a frequent watcher of the Synapse Misfire podcast.
Yeah, I emailed those schmucks and they didn't even fucking respond, assholes.
So, basically, I've seen like thumbnails and video titles about it, and that's about it. Like, don't buy the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 not worth the money. I'm like, okay, but why? And I would click on the video, but like, man, I really don't care.
Yeah, well, let me put it to you this way. I just have a problem, right?
Okay.
With the fact that you have the iPhone 12, okay? 6.1 inch OLED, 2532 by 1770, 460 ppi. 2 cameras, a wide and an ultra wide. So like a standard camera lens and an ultra wide. And you have the iPhone 12 Pro with the exact same size and display, right?
Okay.
Only difference is that it has a third camera, a telephoto. The base price difference, $829 for a 64 gig option, or $1,000 for the 128 gig option.
For the 12 regular.
For the 12, yep, $829.
And
then
so
for the 12
for
Pro,
the 12 Pro,
which adds 1 camera, and the minimum storage becomes doubled from 64 to 128, it ends up going to $1,000. I just don't see where that's an upgrade. How is that a fucking pro phone? Because it has a goddamn telephoto camera.
as a third
Where does
camera.
that become a fucking pro phone?
Also, how the fuck is the iPhone 12 being released in 2020 when my Note 9 that was released in like 2 or 3 years ago had 128 gigs as the base storage?
Yeah.
And it's expandable too.
I understand, like, okay, you do get double the storage for that $1,000 price tag. It's $130 more.
Dude,
But
I mean, I just think that I think for what they're offering and how Apple usually is, it's kind of like less of a slap in the face than I would think.
certainly, I'm looking at these branding, the iPhone 12 and then the iPhone 12 Pro, and what I think of is where you have like the Note 10, right, and the Note 10 Plus, where
The Plus
Samsung
is
was kind of
bigger and
selfish in a way where they did take out features that were in older Notes to add to the Note 10 quote-unquote Plus. But the differences you got was a bigger display, higher res, higher PPI, more storage, bigger battery, right?
yeah.
I believe you might have got another camera. I don't remember correctly. I think you got another camera. You got expandable storage, which wasn't on the base Note 10. But all you get with a goddamn Pro model from Apple is more storage and a third camera. The same camera that you can get on the iPhone 11 Pro. Same fucking camera.
Well, outside of the Mac Pro, the Pro nameplate doesn't really mean anything on Apple. The Mac Pro is the only Pro machine they
That's
make,
like
really.
Pro, yeah.
And
But
that's a fucking Pro machine right there.
Yeah. I look at that and it just makes me go, oh yeah, now I remember exactly why I hate them.
Aren't they not including a charger in this one?
Yes. To save the environment. And I have to just say,
Environment saved, baby. They did it. They just didn't include a charger in the box. Environment fucking
No. Hold
saved,
up.
dude.
I'm gonna go on a tangent real quick because I was talking with some homies about this. All right. iPhone 12.
iPhone 12.
Save the environment by not including.
Hey, shut up! Fuck you. I just yelled out the window, actually.
iPhone 12 lineup, right? You don't include a charge brick.
Yep.
Okay. The phone uses a fucking lightning port. A proprietary port that if you just got rid of it and switched to USB-C would save the environment a whole lot more. And then they have the audacity to include only a USB-C to lightning plug.
So
To use with your power brick, right? What they think you have. They think the reason they're not including the power brick is because you can use the one from your iPhone 11. Motherfucker, it's USB-A.
So, okay, listen, that's like genuinely the most ballsy thing I've ever seen from a company. That's like, oh, buy our new phone. We're not going to include a charger, though, because you already got one of those, of course. Because you're such a good customer that you bought all our phones previously, you fucking drooling idiot.
But But this is where I have the problem, though. Is like, all right, if they wanted to include a USB-A cable, okay, I understand. You included a USB-C, which none of the previous iPhones have fucking used. You see my problem?
It doesn't make any
sense.
sense.
How is that saving the environment? So now I need to hop on the Amazon machine and buy a whatever brand of fucking what the hell is that brand? Begins with a C. What's it called?
Cock.
Yeah, that. I have to buy basically whatever a 10-watt adapter for my phone to use with my USB-C plug.
Here's the issue,
that you've never used before.
Here's the issue, though, is essentially what they've done with this release of the phone is they've alienated people who are considering switching to an iPhone. Like, someone would be like, I'm thinking about switching to an iPhone. Because I could never really afford one before, and I all my friends have one. I think I'm going to get one. iPhone 12. No charger in the box, so I kind of have to buy one, and it's like $40 or $50 by the time I get a charger from the Apple store. Because if you get a third-party charger, it won't fucking work. My dad has he has an iPhone 11. He has an iPhone 11. He has a third-party charger, and you probably half the time, 50-60% of the time, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, because it detects it as a third-party
So
accessory.
but with his phone, he got a first-party Apple wireless charger, I believe.
Yeah, made sense. So, let's put it this way. $35 on Apple.com for a USB-C to Lightning plug, right? Now, if you want a 20-watt USB-C power adapter, which you will need for this new iPhone 12 because it is a USB-C to Lightning instead of USB-A, which I'm fine with. I love USB-C, but I don't think you're playing the good guy because you do that when your customers never had USB-C chargers before.
Why don't you just include the goddamn thing?
For $19.
I mean, I guess 20-watt charger.
20-watt charger?
That's pretty fucking stout, I will say.
That's a good price. But I just don't understand why the fuck you included a USB-C to Lightning plug.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Oh, and no headphones in the box, too. I mean, not that many people use them, but...
Oh, you don't get the earpods anymore?
No, you just get a paperwork and the phone. That's it. That's all you get. Oh, and then the cable, the USB-C to Lightning that I'm very upset
So you actually get the cable, but you don't get a brick.
Yes.
Okay. I would say I have less of an issue with that, but I really don't because it's a USB-C thing.
Why didn't they just make the iPhone 12 USB-C? That would have saved the environment a whole lot more. Because they have their
proprietary... You could get a USB-C cable from anyone, but you can only get a Lightning cable from us. One that works, you can only get it from us.
I don't know if we talked about this on the show, or this might have been a long time ago, just during high school, where they get like I think for every $7 for like a third-party Lightning charger, the company that makes it gets $1, and they get $6. Apple gets $6.
Yeah, because they have to license the shit. I am at a bit of a dilemma though, because I really don't want to give Apple my money, but I kind of like the AirPods Pro.
I do agree with you there.
As headphones, because like I was kind of banking on the Beans, the Samsung Beans, but then I was like, man, these are shit.
Yeah, they're not like the same. They're not.
And there is a video that I've been meaning to show you that I'll show you off air, but about the Beans. But I just like I really don't want to give Apple my money, but I kind of want AirPod Pros because there's no headphones like it.
So I'll give you two pieces of not advice but suggestions. I think you've mentioned this on the show before.
There's the Sony ones.
But what I was gonna say too, if you really wanted to, I don't know how comfortable you are with this given the current climate of the world and the whole
the fucking
pandemic.
contagion, yeah.
Could buy used ones off of someone.
That's another thing I was thinking about.
Like you had said about the Quest, where you don't want to give Zuck the money, but you will, you'll still buy them third party essentially.
Yeah, I mean, that's how.
Because there's nothing wrong with the AirPods Pro. I mean, I know people who have them.
That's how I was gonna go about if I ever buy more Apple products, and I don't have I'm not really that warm to new Apple products really, so but I am kind of warm to older ones. I like the 2011 MacBook Pro. I have one.
Yeah.
It's in pieces, and I didn't label any of the screws, so it's not going back together, I can tell you that. So I would consider buying another one, putting the data from my old MacBook Pro on there.
Yeah.
So I am kind of warm to that. I was considering getting a Mac Pro, like one of the original cheese grater ones, like a 2010, 2011 Mac Pro. And those are pretty nice, I think. But again, those things really fucking hold their value. It's still like $250, $300 for one of those. One of those towers. And for you can get, and again, you know, I'm just going to be the big fucking, you just get a fucking server. Because, like, you can get an old tower server with the same specs for way less money. 2 Xeon 5650s, something like that. But anyway, that's the thing is, if I do ever buy Apple products again, I'll get them from I'll probably get them used, because I don't want to give. Apple already has their money. Jesus. Apple already has their money from the person who bought them, but I don't want to give them my money.
Yeah.
So I might get a used pair. But then it's also kind of strange because I have an Android phone and now I'll have AirPods in.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
But I am kind of warm to them because I think they're
incredible earbuds.
They're
really
nice
are.
earbuds. They're discreet enough, and I think they have pass through. That's
yeah,
like,
apparently the pass through is like the
I
best.
bet the pass through is really good because there's like, you know, people at work who always have their AirPods in but can have normal conversations like you and I are having right now, while listening to music with pass through on.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking impressive, which is the part about them I like the most, because I can just have whatever playing all the time.
Be as if it's just in the background.
Exactly, and there's nothing that quite does that I own at least, or can see. The ANC, I could take it or leave it. I just like, it seems that those have better ear fitment than the original AirPods.
Yeah, because they have an ear tip on them. Yeah.
And they have a better seal and whatnot, so.
Yeah. Definitely great earbuds, but I'm not, like, Apple makes quality products. Like, I'm not doubting that, you know, the new iPhones are great build quality. It's just, I just have so many issues with their company.
Principally, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It is very ballsy, though, as a company. It's like, man, we got so many of these dumb motherfuckers to buy our phones that we don't even need to include a power brick. Fuck it, we don't even need to include a cable. The final iPhone, the final boss, is just going to be a board with a bag of components. They're not even sorted. It's just a bag of loose components, and then just assemble. There's a piece of paper that just says assemble.
Yeah.
Chassis sold separately. You just get the board.
I do have to say, as much as I have my gripes with Samsung, I love what they're doing on the internet towards Apple. Have you seen some of the shit they're posting?
No.
Literally moments after the iPhone event where they announced this, Samsung posted a photo of the charger that comes with the the Galaxy phones, and said included with your Galaxy. That's all it said. It just showed the charge brick and said included with your Galaxy.
So interestingly enough, I want to wait to see Samsung put their foot in their own mouth again with this,
and
like they did with the headphone jack.
Yeah.
Where they shit on Apple. Oh, we still have a headphone jack. And then what do they do with the next generation of phones? Oh, they nixed the headphone jack. Oh, you stupid assholes.
That's exactly what I was
right?
talking about.
So it's like, oh, included with your phone.
For the next year.
Next generation. Oh, what happened? What happened to included with your phone? What happened to, like, epically owning Apple, you fucking retards? I hate Samsung.
Yeah.
They want to be Apple so bad.
And then they have their new Galaxy Buds Live commercial, right? The first thing it says is, miss earphones in the box? Try out the Galaxy Buds Live. I love it.
That's bold, considering they're the shittiest pair of earbuds.
Oh, and you know what you can
probably ever made.
Well, no. I do have to say, they're like one of the highest rated earbuds. People love them. I don't like them for my purposes.
I've heard a lot of complaints.
Really?
About them.
I've heard a lot of love about them.
Really?
Check out the Amazon reviews.
If you got Galaxy Buds Lives, is that what they're actually called?
Yeah.
Lives?
Live, yeah.
If you got the beans
let us
and
know.
you like them,
Nelson, let us know.
and you like the beans, let me know what you like about them. Is it like the fact that you have to put them in your ear in such a way that you're forced to touch the touch controls? Or is it the fact that, like, you have to put them in your ear in such a specific way and then crank the volume on your music and then barely hear your music, and so does everyone else? Or is it, like, the fact that the ANC that they advertise does literally nothing?
Yeah.
Let me know.
That's the only complaint I've heard about the Galaxy Buds Live, is that the ANC is just like a brand. It's not. It doesn't do anything. From my experience, they're way more comfortable than any other earbud.
Sort of off topic, though, just a little aside, fuck touch controls on headphones.
Why? Well, you have bigger hands. I was going to say,
Genuinely,
I have no problem with them.
Fuck touch controls. No, I have a set of the WF
1000
Mark IIIs, the big fuck off ANC headphones from Sony. I got them used. And there's a way that I sit where I sit and I have my hands behind my head and I lean back in my chair and my arm, or I sit kind of like this with my head, my arm over my head, and my arm hits the touch controls. So all of a sudden, I'm in the middle of watching a YouTube video or something, and I just hear beep, and then music starts playing. And it's terrifying. And my Tautronics, they're kind of good earbuds, it's just that they don't really fit in my head all that well. They sound good, though, when you can get them to fit right in your head. They have touch controls, and they're so sensitive and weird, and they only work when they want to. Same with the Sonys. Like, they only work when they want to. So when I try to deliberately use the touch controls, they're shit.
Yeah, I have good experience with my Galaxy Buds Plus.
Man, fuck touch controls. Just give me a button. God damn.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from with that, but, no, I mean, the Beans, when I had them, like, the most comfortable earbuds I've ever used. They sounded really good, but the problem was that there was so much passive noise making its way in, because the seal it's just not there, that I could hear everything.
That's my big thing, is, like, what?
If I was in the quiet, they sounded incredible.
You shouldn't, I mean, for earbuds, you shouldn't have to be in a quiet room for them to sound good.
Absolutely not.
I can understand big, smelly audiophile headphones, big open back ones, where it's supposed to be for a listening experience rather than, I have something playing in my ear while I'm walking around. Like big, like, I'm talking HD 600s, like fucking, Grado SR 325s, something like that, like big open back headphones, where you kind of need to be in a quiet room, or else you're going to hear everything in the room.
Yeah. And
everyone's going to hear whatever you're listening to.
Well, do you know why they called it Galaxy Buds Live? Which I think is stupid given the marketing, but...
No, and I'm prepared to be really upset by this.
They called it Galaxy Buds Live because they're the first open back earbuds that were supposed to sound like you're at a concert.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. No one wants open back, quote unquote, earbuds.
And that's why there's so much noise.
Think about why people buy earbuds. And I'm not an engineer. I don't claim to be. I'm just some idiot who has a podcast, right? Think about why people use earbuds. When you have earbuds, why would you use earbuds, Jordan?
So I use earbuds primarily to listen in silence, essentially, away from other people, or if I'm like at the grocery store, cut out background noise and listen to a podcast. Or
so
music.
like when you're in public around people, there's usually a lot of noise in public, right?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
So why would you make earbuds
that essentially don't work in public,
that have fucking so much noise bleed? Both ways, mind you, that you hear everything going on around you, and everyone hears your music.
Yeah.
Especially because if you're someone like me, I listen to a huge variety of music, and a lot of it is like, I wouldn't say a lot of it, but like, a portion of it is stuff that like, I don't want people to know I listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just like,
it's hard music.
It wouldn't make me look good. It'd be like, man, this
scum.
This is a scumbag. Or, you know, like, I can't be listening to, like, old Tyler the Creator or something, where he's like in public, like around children, or like Danny Brown or something, or you know, something more sensitive like I don't know, like I don't know, like the Smiths or something, where it's like it's just kind of sad. You know, and people are like,
damn, this guy's gonna kill himself.
Exactly, it's like, man, or like some like weird artsy shit, which I do listen to on occasion. So, you know what I mean? It's like if you don't want other people knowing what you listen to.
I use it for isolation, you know?
Yeah.
I use earbuds because maybe, you know, it's not good to listen on a speaker for whatever reason, the content type. Or because maybe if I'm going to the grocery store, am I going to walk around with a speaker? No.
Some people do.
And exactly. And what do we call those people, though?
Obnoxious.
Obnoxious assholes. I don't want to be one of those people, so I use earbuds. And that's why I think out of all the earbuds I've ever tried, which isn't a super wide variety, there's some budget ones, some more expensive ones. The Galaxy Buds Live, perfect. There's no active noise cancellation, but the passive noise cancellation is great. I can fucking vacuum with the things on. Great. They sound amazing. Bass, amazing. Fucking love the things. 11-hour battery life. Fucking love them.
Do you mean the regular Galaxy Buds? You said Galaxy Buds Live.
I said live. Sorry. Plus. Galaxy Buds Plus. I thought I said plus.
Okay. Maybe you did and I just missed it. I don't know.
These bad liars right here. Smaller than the Galaxy Buds Live. Better battery life. Nice low carrying case. I don't care for the gloss finish. Sound just as good as the Live.
Do they have
better battery life.
Do they have pass-through? Noise pass-through?
Yes, I will say it's like the weird pass-through though, where
it's kind of like
it's a microphone.
Yeah.
It's like you're on the phone. But it's passable. Like I use it.
Can you still buy those new?
Yeah. Let's find out.
Interesting. I don't know. I just think it's still weird, and it's like less and less do I want to give Samsung my money. You know what I mean?
Yep. Right here.
Oh, sure enough, you can buy them brand new.
Yep. And I think considering the passive noise cancellation on these is night and day better than the active noise cancellation on the Galaxy Buds Live. Look at this price tag. I mean, granted this is an Amazon sale.
$129. It's not bad.
$129, ready? And then if you go back, $170 for the Buds Live.
Yeah, and it's like it's just not the same experience.
It's not. Also, the brand I was thinking of earlier that I said began with a C. I'm a dumbass. It's Anchor.
Anchor.
That's the brand I was thinking of. Oh, and I forgot to mention, out of all the different Galaxy Buds, like the Icon Ets especially, but the Galaxy Buds original, the Galaxy Buds Plus are substantially more comfortable as well.
The best part about that whole bit is you were trying to think of that brand and you said it started with a C, and my first instinct was to say cock, and you went with it.
Yeah.
And then the brand starts with an A.
True. But that's my spiel with Apple. You had your moment episodes ago with Windows and Amazon, not Amazon, Facebook.
Yeah.
And I just see certain things, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm like a tech wizard, but I know a fair bit about technology, and to see that, I just think of all those moms out there that are going to buy this for like their fucking 16-year-old son or daughter that are going to go with that pro designation just because that kid's like, well, I'm going to get bullied if I have the iPhone fucking 12 and not the 12 Pro. And really, like the price point to what you get, it just pisses me off.
I don't know. I think there's no reason phones need to be $1,000 these days, really.
Well, that's a whole other fucking issue.
Also, why does your phone need like 6 fucking cameras?
I know. And then you have the Google Pixel with the one camera that outperforms all of them as for raw quality.
Like, genuinely, a front-facing camera and a back-facing camera. That's all you really need.
Honestly, I wish I could buy a version of my phone, the Note 10 Plus, where they got rid of the hole punch and just didn't include a front camera. That'd be pretty sweet. You know how often I use the front camera? Not very.
Well, I will say it, just because I use my phone screen as a viewfinder for videos, I use my front-facing cameras.
God damn. Fucking Civics with their fucking 75 horsepower. This shit's pissing me off, dude.
Today I will cut the muffler off my Honda Civic.
But yeah. Anyway, before I ramble on anymore about Apple, that's my spiel. And I know Samsung's no better, but I just
Speaking of rambling on, this is a bit of a long one.
Yeah, we had a couple interruptions, but it's looking like a long one.
But so, unless you have anything else to add, do you have anything else?
No,
You wanna go over?
I'm done. I've exhausted all of my stress.
All right.
That was the first time I've rambled like that on the show. It felt good. Now I
Well-
know why you do it a lot.
Well, I guess with all that, we're gonna round out the episode for today.
Yeah, this was episode 13, Jordan's apartment edition.
Yeah, we might actually hang out here more because I think it's
Minus the Honda Civics.
it's a different environment, but I think it's slightly better because it's not like a smelly basement.
You know what I'm actually mad about?
What's that?
So I'm sure if you're a long-time listener, which none of you probably are, but Chunk the cat is always out and about, frolicking,
Yeah.
fucking things up. Dude, the first episode here, and Oscar's usually up my ass. He's not even here.
Yeah, he's chilling, man.
Which I guess could be a good thing. I have a feeling my girlfriend locked him in the bedroom with her.
Oh no, dude.
Bitch.
Oh man.
I was hoping he'd at least fuck around once so we could get him on the show, but
yeah.
maybe in an upcoming episode. But yeah, no, I mean I'm down to record here more, and it'd be a nice change of pace if we flip back and forth occasionally. Obviously, the equipment's a pain in the ass, but
I mean, it's not even really that bad. It took me only a few minutes to pack it up.
well, it's
It
not
all
that bad
fits in
because
a box.
we break it down anyway at the end.
So, but anyway, that's it for this episode. You can contact us at synapsemisfirepm.me. Send us your comments, questions, concerns, death threats.
Preferably death threats.
Find
us on Spotify, BB.
Spotify. Import our RSS feed into your favorite podcasting app, should that be a thing you're interested in.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
Yeah. On top of the death threats, be sure to let us know how you felt about me doing the intro. I know I fucked it up pretty bad, but
I mean, it's probably one of the more scuffed intros we've done, but it's like, whatever, man.
yeah, it's fine. If you guys want to just send, eviction letters from me out of my own apartment, that's fine. But yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
I should stop talking, but I can't.
So, yeah, that's it. See you guys in the next episode.
Get out of my house now. You're not supposed to be here. This is my apartment.
All right, I'm leaving.
And you're fucking dumb schmuck. Doors.
It's locked. I'm trapped like a rat.